Hey dragons, welcome back to my channel, and for the newcomers, my name is Violetta Alexis. I am a professional tarot reader and studying to become a professional tropical Western astrologer. Today we are going to be doing channeled messages for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements specifically. I do have the gift of inner vision in human design, which is the rarest one, and so I like to utilize this gift to be able to provide you with the visions that I get in my meditation, and that way we can integrate them into the channeled messages. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the meditation that I got. Now, keep in mind that the three objects, places, people, things that I see are going to be a representation of each sign within that element. So Aries is going to be represented by something in my meditation, as is Leo, as is Sagittarius. So I'll tell you the three things that I saw in my meditation, and we're going to see how that correlates. So the first thing that I saw was a brain, and I'm going to directly correlate that with Aries because it's the first sign of the fire element. Then I saw sparks flying off in the brain, which is the second thing that I saw in my meditation. So that would directly correlate and relate to Leo, which is the second sign of the fire element. And then I saw the body that was holding it all together, which I'm going to directly correlate to Sagittarius, okay, which is the third sign of the element. The brain, right? Aries. It's funny because Aries already represents the brain in astrology, or the head, so to speak. Aries is head first. It goes in head first. Aries usually doesn't think, it just acts. It is a god of war kind of sign. It's ruled by Mars, which is interpreted as the god of war. It fights, it doesn't flight. It goes in with everything that it's got. The brain is a very powerful tool, and it can be a slave driver, or you can be the master of your brain. It really depends on the kind of person you are. The brain very much correlates with plans and thinking and intrusive thoughts. It can think of the most beautiful, creative things, and then it can turn around and think the nastiest thoughts that it ruminates and just devours itself with, and will devour the host in turn, which is the body. The mind is great for logical processing and thinking. It is wet with knowledge. It is a very powerful part of our humanity and our existence. It is a part of us that can take a traumatic memory and store it away, but hide it from ourselves. So if you have a traumatic memory that you're holding on to, the brain has a way of making you forget it sometimes. If it's so traumatic, it'll black it out or cause you to remember it differently, so that way the memory doesn't disturb your quality of life. However, the brain is very much a part of us where it can create these intrusive thoughts and anxieties. It causes us to ruminate on things that haven't even happened, or that aren't even happening, or don't even really exist. And then the second thing that I saw, which we're going to correlate directly to Leo, is sparks. I saw sparks flying off of the brain. It looked like the 4th of July going on in the brain waves, and it immediately made me think of Uranus. Now, currently Uranus is in Taurus, so a lot of us have been seeing things like disruption in our finances and our values and our priorities, and the things that were changing. And Taurus is a very stable sign, right? It's very stable, slow and steady wins the race kind of vibe. But Uranus is a little bit different. It likes to do things a little bit differently, where it's like, no, F that, we're changing everything. We're throwing the baby out, and we're throwing the bathwater out, and it's very revolutionary. And so I'm kind of seeing the sparks as a Uranian vibe. Sparks can also represent ideas, intellect, creativity, which Leo rules the 5th house. So the 5th house is already about creativity and entrepreneurship and excitement, right? And fun. And being that the sparks were going off in the brain waves, it's making me wonder if there's some kind of idea in the elemental collective of the fire signs that is currently happening. I know that North Node is in Aries right now, so a lot of us are figuring out how to become more independent and go for the things that we want on an individual level. Then the third thing I saw was the body, which is essentially the vessel, right? It's the vessel that holds everything together. But the thing about the body is that it needs all of the organs, including the mind, to be able to survive, to be able to continue to move, to continue to do the things that it needs to do in the 3D reality and otherwise in order to survive. It really is making me wonder if there was some kind of correlation between who's really the driver. Is it the person? Is the person able to control their thoughts, control their mind, and channel it in a way to make sure that those sparks fly in a positive direction? And what happens if they don't? And so I'm going to tie all of these in together and kind of see how it goes. First, we're going to start with Aries, then Leo, then Sagittarius, obviously, and I'm going to leave the timestamps in the comment section. I'm also going to leave chapters for you guys as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Aries. Welcome to your portion of the reading. If you have not went and looked at the meditation, if you have not watched the meditation, please do, because otherwise you're not going to know what the hell I'm talking about, okay? Keep in mind that you guys were a representation of the brain, which was then followed by the sparks and then followed by the body. So you guys in my meditation were represented by the actual brain. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at these cards. All right. I love this deck. It is definitely one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I can't remember what it's called. Let's see the center. We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. The Temperance in the upright. There's your buddy Sagittarius showing up. I like that. You have one of your fire friends showing up here, so that's good. Very supportive energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Then we have the Six of Cups in reverse. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups. Wow. It's interesting that all this cup energy is kind of showing up, isn't it? Because you were a representation of the brain in my meditation, which is all about logic and swords. And then here's the swords. 10 of Swords in reverse. The Knight of Cups again. Fascinating. At the bottom of the deck is the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. Well, hmm. Well, Aries, it seems like the sparks are a little off. With that Page of Swords in reverse, you know, it seems like there's something that you feel like maybe you don't know. There's something that your emotions are incredibly invested in, is what this makes me feel like. Something that you understand. I heard on a visceral level, so on some kind of physical level, specific to you. That temperance there is telling me that you're okay with whatever this is. You're okay with like not knowing something specifically. It's almost like you're feeling your way through something. You seem to be content here. Keep in mind that this is a timeless reading, so whenever you see it, it is meant for you, or you will be content with something here. There's a contentment of something. It's like you are trying to overcome some kind of hurdle that maybe you've been dealing with for a very long time. I feel like it's something that has outlived its time, something that 10 of Wands in reverse and the 10 of Swords in reverse, right? This is like something that has been going on for a long time, and it's like, enough is enough. It's something where enough is enough. I don't want to carry this anymore. This doesn't feel good anymore. There's a new beginning that's starting, and it seems like you're pretty passionate about it, but the past still calls and the past still haunts you. Now, this could simply be about childhood issues, something that is maybe still in your brain a little bit about something that has happened to you, but it's almost like you don't want to think about it. You don't want to look at it. Now, keep in mind, this could be around specifically a child or your childhood, like I stated before, or this sense of even trying to possibly reignite something from your past. Okay, maybe an old passion project, maybe a love, but I feel like it's more 3D. I feel like it's something that you're going to have to work hard for, but the thing is I don't feel as though it's going to be super difficult, just because the cups energy is more like something that just kind of comes to you, right? Especially if it's in the upright. So without further ado, let's go ahead and clarify. I want to see that page of swords energy. I'm very interested in that page of swords energy. The King of Pentacles in reverse. Seems to be like something isn't quite stable. I do see two masculine energies here, so it could certainly be something in regards to that. Now, for some of you, if you are a masculine, there may be this sense of you're not really sure how to get on the right foot with something. Like maybe you're not right, even if you're not a masculine, okay? But there may be something where you're like, how do I put this into reality? I have an idea or I have a business idea. There's something that you are conjuring, but you don't know how to take it and make it viable for you, right? So it's like, say that you have some kind of creative project. You're like, oh, I can never make money on being an artist. I can never make money on, well, whether you think that you can or you can't, I'm going to tell you you're right, regardless of what you say. So it's really about what you want and what you believe that you can actually have, and being confident enough to be able to go ahead and go forth with that thing. But the thing is that you have to put your mind to it. But it makes me feel like your heart's already in something. So I feel like that's half the battle, to be completely honest with you. Does that make sense? So you can ground something into reality, um, because it seems like you're already passionate about whatever that is. So it's about using your mind to be able to do that and not allowing your mind to tell you that you can't. Tell me about that Two of Cups energy, please. Tell me about that Two of Cups energy for Aries. The Three of Wands in reverse. Okay. So you may feel like there's something that you very much want and you've been wanting for a while. There's the grounding in reality. This is Capricorn energy. Then we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands in reverse is what's going on in your energy. This is the center of everything. So this is like maybe you're wanting to work smarter, not harder, right? You're wanting to release some kind of burden, possibly even through some form of creativity. But it seems like you're holding on to something where you're making maybe something more difficult than it actually needs to be. To me, this makes me feel as though you want something and you kind of want it now. You have been waiting for a while. You're starting to grow impatient and you want to move towards whatever this thing is. Why? Well, because you are content. You are dead set on this is what I want to do. The problem is that you don't know how to solidify it or you don't know how to make it a reality, even if it is about a person. So this is really about, I think, getting out of your own way. Now, of course, if it's a person and you know what, I'm getting that documentary. I don't know if you heard of Twin Flame Union, okay? But it was basically like a cult. Okay. It was like a freaking cult and it was terrible. And these people pushed this idea that no matter what their twin flame said about them, whether they want to be with them or not, like, oh, they were meant to be together, blah. And they were making like thousands and thousands of dollars off of these people that believe that this person was their twin flame and they're trying to figure out how to get back into union. So if you know anything about twin flames, I don't particularly believe in twin flames. I made a video on it. You can go look for it. It's called The Dark Truth About Twin Flames. I'll actually post the link in the comment section below. But I'm kind of getting something like that. Like, I don't know. Like, don't push yourself to something that isn't authentic to you. Like, ask yourself why you actually want it, okay? Especially if it's like a person that maybe isn't reciprocating something. But for others of you, this is about just you, feeling like things are really, really hard at times, kind of losing your patience in regards to something or someone that your heart is tied up into. I want to take a look at that Temperance card. But it feels like to me, Eight of Wands in reverse. That's very interesting. Yeah, don't force something. Don't force something. And I think that you know that. I think that you're very well aware that you don't need to force something. There you are showing up at the bottom of the deck, which I really, really like. The Temperance in reverse. So I feel like there's something that you weren't really at peace with when it came to getting the things that you want, asserting yourself in some way, which usually isn't a problem, but it almost makes me feel like there was something or someone that made you question your ability to go and do something. And it made you like maybe not confident in how you looked or not confident in how you expressed yourself. But I think that you're kind of coming to peace with something. You're realizing that you actually don't need to force something, which I really, really like. Yeah, because now we're coming up on the Nine of Cups, which is all about contentment, right? It's Jupiter and Pisces. This is like an abundance of creativity. You see how that pelican is like swallowing all of these fish? It's like, it's all mine, right? And the fish representing Pisces, because this is Jupiter and Pisces. But sometimes it can be too much of something. So keep that in mind. Tell me about that Nine of Cups for Aries. The Five of Cups in reverse. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so this is making me feel as though you had a dream once upon a time, whether it was about a specific person or whether it was about a business, something that was solidified already. Like this was something that did not work out that was already established. So whether this is a business or whether this is a partner, I see you here. It seems like you're just okay with how things have gone. You are becoming more creative is what this looks like. You are letting go of things that no longer serve you when it comes to emotions that are kind of holding you back and almost getting in your way, right? Because the thing is we like to turn our brain off sometimes when we're consumed by our emotions. We don't want to think about those things. We don't want to think about that crap. We just are all consumed sometime. And that can kind of show up. This is kind of showing up in this reading, but it's making me feel like you're overcoming something finally. All right, it's asking me to shuffle. So let's take a look at that. 10 of Wands in reverse, which is the center. So tell me about that 10 of Wands in reverse for Aries. Ooh, the Seven of Cups in reverse, the Page of Cups in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, so to me, this is you giving yourself a reality check that things don't need to be harder than you're actually making them. Because for some of you, you have really pressured yourself into something, or you have pushed yourself into wanting something so bad, or because something didn't work out, how do I fix it? Blah, blah, blah. Where you're kind of realizing, like, I don't need to do that. I don't need to actually do that. I don't need to push it. If it's for me, then it will be for me. You are making a decision to kind of let go of that idea. I think that with that Page of Cups in reverse, it makes me feel like something got away from you a little bit. Something kind of got away from you. It is what it is. But with that Eight of Pentacles, it's showing me that this is raising your standard for something, raising the standard that you're setting for yourself. There's something that you are diligently working on, and the thing is I feel like you're actually not being consumed by, oh man, this didn't work out for me, poor me, blah, 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 because you realize that your heart is in something. And even if you don't get the thing that you initially had planned, you're going to get something that your heart is tied up into. And you're happy with it because you know that it will be yours. And I feel like it will. Then you have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Can you tell me about that Ten of Swords in, okay, the Devil in reverse? Okay, well, I love that. The High Priestess, the Six of Swords. See, the thing is that you're realizing that here in the near future, or even now, you're realizing that something just wasn't for you. Ten of Swords in reverse and the Devil in reverse is somebody who's like, you know what, I'm totally over that. Like, if there's some kind of betrayal that you went through, or even if you're the one that betrayed somebody, you're just like, wow, you know what, I've really learned a lot from that. You're learning a lot about something. The Ten of Swords in the upright is like, there's going to be fortune after difficulty kind of thing. So it's like there's some kind of good luck to be had afterwards, but something had to be buried basically in order for something else to grow. And so I think that this is something you have realized, you knew intuitively that this was going to happen anyway. It was buried deep in your subconscious. And so now you're getting to this point where you're realizing that you're going to need to use your head. You're going to need to use your head. You're going to need to be logical. You're going to need to figure out how to take something that is viable for you and ground it into reality. And it makes me feel like you are the brains behind some kind of operation because we have the Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. If you remember over here, there was something that maybe you were attempting to force, and now you're just like, you know what, I don't need to force that thing anymore. I'm just not going to do it because This is kind of like your theme. So there's some kind of idea that you have. Now, this is Mercury in Sagittarius. So here's Sagittarius supporting you again. But with that Eight of Wands and the page, and Mercury is actually in Sagittarius right now. So it seems like there's something that's going on right now inside of your head that you're getting ready to spark. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you are having an idea for a business. There's something maybe that you're trying to learn. Sagittarius can also be about learning. The brain is all about learning. What is it that you need to learn in order to pursue this thing? Let's go ahead and take a look at that Ace of Pentacles. So I would say, like, Aries, if there's something that you need to do from like an educational standpoint, I would do it. Tell me about that Ace of Pentacles. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles for Aries last shuffle. Ooh. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Hermit, and the Four of Cups in reverse. Okay. So this to me looks like there was an inferiority complex that you may have had. And now you're getting to this point where you're realizing what you actually need to work on. Now, keep in mind that emotionally, creatively, you were content, right? You let go of this thing of the past. Hey, you know what? It is what it is. Forgive, forget, or maybe you were asking for forgiveness, whatever it is. But now we have something where we're grounding this thing or this thing into reality. So whether it's a relationship, whether it's just putting that energy out there in order to attract the thing that we actually want, seems like you're doing it. There's this sense of, okay, I have to start again. Because remember, we saw that Ten of Swords in reverse with the Devil in reverse. So maybe letting go of an addiction, maybe letting go of a person, realizing that something just was not for you, something really hurt. And now the Ten of Swords in reverse, we're over it, we're done. Now we're having some self realizations. Who am I? What do I actually want? Ace of Pentacles, new beginning after the fortune, after difficulty. So, quite literally, fortune, I do feel like you're going to have to use your head, you're going to have to put your head in the game. And you are going to have to learn something new is what this makes me feel like. And you're going to learn a lot about yourself as well in the process. So there's no more like, oh, I'm not good enough for this thing, I can't ground this thing into reality. Like, you have to recognize your thoughts. You are the brain in my meditation. So like, this all kind of starts with you in some way, you know and like, you have to kind of control the vessel. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Knight of Cups. Tell me about the Knight of Cups. Six of Swords. Wow, the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Wands in reverse. Wow, 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 wow. I kind of want to say, I feel like you're resolving something through creativity, you know? It seems like if you guys are having an inferiority complex, if you guys are feeling down on yourself here, I want you to make sure that you're getting in touch with your creativity or finding support through family members or through your partner if you have one or something like that. I also think that you're realizing I think that you're realizing that you have to be more open with someone or to something if you want that happiness and not feeling, once again, inferiority complex, not feeling like Seven of Wands in reverse, like you can't compete for something or you can't have something. Keep in mind that that's just in your head. That's just in your head. So it's like, what's going on in your brain? Like, you are the brain. So it's like, control yourself, which is essentially controlling your thoughts. So like I said, whether you say that you can or you can't, either way, you're right. Either way. Okay. So then let's go ahead and take a look at that Six of Cups. Tell me about that Six of Cups in reverse for Aries. The Hierophant. Wow. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Eight of Swords in reverse. I kind of want to say don't hesitate. Because this is the theme, right? With that Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Don't hesitate on the thing that you want. Don't hesitate on this thing. Like, you have to put in the effort, you have to put in the work. This is something that is aligned with your values, your morals, something that you can actually solidify, like I said, because we're starting with Earth energy with the King of Pentacles in reverse, where we're like, Page of Swords in reverse, we're like, we don't know, we feel like we don't have the resources, blah, 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 blah. And then we're ending with the Hierophant, which is Earth energy again, but it's in the upright. I think that, you know how they say, do what you love and the money will follow? That's what this makes me feel like. Of course, yes, this could absolutely be about love, so keep that in mind. And if that's the case, you may be kind of still harboring some resentment towards somebody, because you wanted it to be them. You wanted it to be them. But the thing is that it kind of feels like that's maybe over, or it's not really working out. Okay. Now, of course, if you're in a loving, wonderful relationship, don't take that. Okay. So yeah, I am going to maybe get a little bit of advice for you, and then we're going to move on to Leo. Make sure that you guys have shared, liked, and subscribed. Make sure that you guys are following me on my Instagram and Twitter. That information will be available in the description box, as well as the screen that you see in front of you. Last shuffle, make sure you visit my website for personal readings as well. So let's go ahead and take a look. I need advice for Aries in regards to this matter, please. So you got dominance. Okay. So this is interesting to me because it's like I was talking about with the mind controlling the vessel, or the vessel controlling the mind kind of thing. And really they're all supposed to work together. So I kind of want to ask you, like, why do you want something, or why did you want something so bad once again? Are you trying to force something? Remember, we talked about that as well. So keep in mind that if it's for you, excuse me, if it's for you, it will come to you. If it's for you, it will come to you. And to try not to pressure someone or something out of fear, which is at the bottom of the deck. So that fear is only in your brain, which was the representation of you in my meditation. So Aries, thank you so much. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, make sure that you're following me on Instagram and Twitter, which is right there on the screen. Also, make sure that you're booking with me at violettaalexis.com. Thank you so much, Aries, and I'll talk soon. Bye. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your portion of the reading. So if you have not went and watched the meditation, make sure that you go watch that first, because otherwise you won't know what the hell I'm talking about, okay? So in my meditation, you guys were obviously the sparks of the brain. You guys were lighting something up. You guys were igniting something, perhaps. It was something that felt very exciting, like a spark or a craft or some kind of inspiration. So obviously we're going to see how this plays out in your reading. If you have not, make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look. Show me Leos, please. This is also one of my favorite decks. I freaking love this deck so much. Let's see. We have the Two of Wands in reverse. A little bit of hesitation. Interesting. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. The Three of Swords. The Page of Swords. Let's move this down a little bit so we can be organized. There we go. You know how us Virgos like our organization. Actually, I'm the worst Virgo alive. The Ace of Wands. There's the spark. There's the spark. The Tower in reverse. That's going to fit right in here. The Five of Wands in reverse. The High Priestess. There's some water signs showing up. Jupiter. The Ten of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups in reverse and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Well, I think that you feel like maybe someone's not on your side with that Three of Cups in reverse here. Or maybe you're just wanting to be alone, really, especially with that. I don't know why I'm getting like aloneness with that Page of Swords, Ten of Wands, and the High Priestess. It makes me feel, now keep in mind that these readings are timeless, okay? So whenever you see it, it's meant for you. Wheel of Fortune shows me that you're moving forward with something. You're getting curious with that Page of Swords. You don't want the drama, and I feel like there's drama anyway. There's some kind of drama in your life that you really don't want. It's right here, Five of Wands in reverse. You don't want it. You let go and let God kind of thing. You are possibly maybe having a hard time here with something, with letting go of something. Feels like there's something that has changed in your life that's really hard for you to let go of. It's caused you to inhibit yourself a little bit. It's caused you to draw back. You have a lot on your shoulders. You have a big weight on your shoulders. It seems like there's something that has happened that you're harboring with that Three of Swords to the High Priestess. Something that you intuitively felt was going to happen anyway, but it's doing something for you, not to you. It's doing something for you with that Ace of Wands. This is the spark that I saw. Something in your brain that maybe you're trying to harbor away. Like I was saying, the brain has this way of kind of blocking out traumatic events, or it has this way, if you utilize it properly instead of allowing it to utilize you, you can take the pain that you have and you can transmute it and turn it into something. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit here. So let's go ahead and start clarifying this. Let's look at that Wheel of Fortune. So there's that Wheel of Fortune. Tell me about that Wheel of Fortune for Leos, please. The King of Wands in reverse. I love that. The Knight of Wands in reverse. There's that Ten of Wands again. Aries got that Ten of Wands quite a few times as well. So this to me is you simply letting go of your ego. Maybe you wanted some form of attention. Maybe you were trying to maintain something that wasn't really attainable in the first place. It seems like whatever kind of drama that you've been through, trauma that you've been through, your ego kind of held on to it for a while, which essentially just made you more lost than found. And you kind of found yourself maybe grazing away from the main trail, grazing away from your purpose, because there was something like, I don't know if it was like you had to get revenge, or, you felt like you had to prove yourself in some way. You felt like you needed to do this thing or complete this thing to get some kind of attention or be this person, and you're just realizing that's not what you need to do. You're letting go and you're letting God do his thing. And I think that's beautiful. So I almost feel like you're above something. Tell me about that Tower. Tell me about that Tower. The High Priestess in reverse, the Hierophant, and the Ace of Swords. Fascinating. So to me, this is something that I felt you already intuitively knew. Like I said, something that you intuitively knew, something that maybe has come out, or will come out, some kind of truth that's possibly revealed to you, which is essentially making you realize what your morals, your values, and your actual priorities are. This makes me feel like there was some form of chaos before, and it came out, it hurt you, it felt like crap, it didn't feel good, but it makes me feel like you're just simply moving on. I really want to say that it may have also been that somebody was trying to trigger that in you, like somebody was trying to get you to be triggered, right, and use those sparks in your brain for bad, not good, to try to get those sparks that you had, or create those sparks inside of you that just lit you on fire, right? If we're looking at this, see this Wheel of Fortune, the King of Wands in reverse is somebody who's very much in their ego, somebody who feels like they have something to prove. And then you have that fire there. It almost feels like it's a cleanse, like you didn't allow something to burn you to the ground. Because I think that somebody was trying to trigger you in the past to essentially do something. The Eight of Swords in reverse wanted to come out. So maybe you got yourself unstuck from that situation, because it feels like there was somebody that was pulling at you, trying to get you to lower yourself to their whims, or to their psychosis, really. So let's look at that Three of Swords. I just heard it doesn't mean that it didn't hurt. Okay, so let's see that Three of Swords for Leo. The Five of Wands in reverse. I'm not even going to fight it anymore. There's the Two of Wands in reverse. The Two of Wands in reverse is also, this is what got you here. This is what got you here. There was trust that was lost with someone. There was trust that was lost with someone. This is the type of person who told you everything that you wanted to hear, or maybe you did that, okay? But this is somebody who told you everything that you wanted to hear, and then you realized those things weren't true, that those things were false, which essentially made you realize what you actually value in life. It taught you something, what you value in a partner, what you value in family, whatever it may be. And it did hurt you, but it didn't break you. You were realizing that there was no desire or no reason why you should even fight it or get your ego involved once again, because the Five of Wands in reverse is clarifying that Three of Swords. Now the Five of Wands on the upright is a bunch of people getting their egos involved and everybody's trying to be heard, until nobody's actually heard, nobody's actually listening to anybody, and nothing is actually being resolved. And so you started realizing, what's the point? What's the point in even fighting this? What's the point of trying to change somebody's mind? What's the point? And that's why you kind of let go, but it feels like somebody was trying to reel you back in some way. So I do want to go ahead and take a look at this next row. Disassociation is what I heard. So let's look at that Five of Wands in reverse again, because now we have it again, which is in the present moment. So you don't really want anything to do with that. Tell me about that Five of Wands. The Eight of Wands. The Seven of Cups and the Two of Wands in the upright now. Now you're realizing that you have to pick a path. You're in this moment now where you're realizing that there are options available to you and you have to decide. And the choice that you make is going to change the trajectory of your life path now. I think that you guys are really going for what it is that you want. Maybe you are planning planning to travel. Maybe you are learning some faith, learning what your faith is. You guys are, it feels like chasing something, wanting to go after something. I also want to say that, Mercury in Sagittarius, which is the Eight of Wands, doesn't do that great. It doesn't do that well, but it's actually one of my favorite placements. Mercury is actually in Sagittarius right now. So look to see where maybe Mercury is at in your chart, like where it's transiting right now, which is going to kind of give you an idea of maybe what this means for you. So what are you saying? What do you believe? A lot of you may be a little apprehensive as well with that Two of Wands in reverse to share your thoughts about something, or to go after the thing that you want, because you may feel like somebody's going to be jealous of you, like somebody's going to be jealous, or somebody's going to try to challenge you. I want to say, don't let this fall by the wayside, whatever this is. I want to take a look at that middle. Tell me about that Two of Wands in reverse. What's that doing there? Why is that there? The Queen of Cups in reverse, because the trust. I told you, remember? The Queen of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So remember that King of Cups in reverse that I saw? There was someone in your life, potentially a masculine. Of course, it could be a feminine. The King of Cups in reverse is what caused that Two of Wands in reverse. Well, what's a Two of Wands in reverse? This is somebody that's like, I can't make a choice because I don't know what I want. Or this is somebody who feels like they have to stay in their comfort zone. Why? Queen of Cups in reverse, a lack of trust issues, moodiness, being upset, feeling fucking sorry for yourself at times, and we all do that, right? Because there was something or someone that made you feel not worthy, or attempted to, but I feel like they're failing. I think this is somebody that was jealous of you. Queen of Wands in reverse can be somebody who feels inferior to another person. And I feel like you saw that somebody felt inferior to you. And I feel like there was other people involved, especially with that Three of Cups in reverse and that King of Cups in reverse. There was somebody else that was involved. And I think that you're realizing who you can and cannot trust now. So let's look at that High Priestess. Tell me about that High Priestess. Woo! The Judgment. Wow. And then we have that Queen of Wands. This is very high vibrational to me. What are we bringing back? The Knight of Swords. Okay. So once again, I feel like something came out in the past. I feel like something came out in the past. I think that sparks started flying, just like in my meditation. I think you're having some big revelations, especially with that High Priestess, the Judgment, and the Knight of Swords. This to me makes me feel like you are having some big revelations. Like there's something like you are reconstructing how you think because of your circumstances, right? Because life changes our perspective. Our perspective is how we think, it's how we see things, This is all about perspective. It's about your perspective and you realizing that you don't have to compete for anybody's attention and you don't have to compete with anybody. Because why even waste your time? It seems like you're pretty confident in your purpose. You intuitively know what it is, and you know exactly the decisions that you need to make. And I feel like you're doing some work behind the scenes. That's what that makes me feel like. Like you are reviewing some kind of information that is coming back up that you already intuitively knew about a person, place, or a thing. Let's look at that Page of Swords. The Star. Wow. Well, there's that Uranian energy. The Star is Aquarius. Here's the Nine of Cups in reverse and the King of Pentacles in reverse. So, I feel like with that Page of Swords and that Star, check to see the Taurus house in your natal chart, because that's where Uranus is currently transiting. And I feel like a lot of you guys are, um, because you guys have Taurus taking up your 10th house. This could be about your career, like your public persona, how people perceive you. I feel like you got people watching you. I feel like you have people watching you, or you're going to have people. This is a future placement. So you guys are going to be having people watching you in the future and seeing what it is that you have going on. Everybody's going to want a piece of you. And I want you to be careful, because not everybody is going to have the best motives. Okay. Your career, everything is going, if you're a Leo rising, sorry, if you're a Leo rising, you have Taurus in the 10th. Okay. And like I said, it's all about the public persona. But I want you to be careful, because I do feel like, because you guys are going to be in the spotlight, you guys are going to have a lot of snakes and people that just simply want something from you and they don't have your best interest. But this is you pursuing your dreams and possibly even sharing your knowledge in some way with people in a public way. So tell me about that 10 of Wands. Tell me about that 10 of Wands for Leo. The Knight of Pentacles. The Fool in reverse, the Magician in reverse. You're being quite methodical when it comes to what it is that you want and what it is that you're trying to complete in your life. You may have people here in the near future that are relying on you. You may take some kind of like leadership position in some way, but you don't want to act impulsively. You don't want to act impulsively. You want to make sure that you are doing the work with something, so that way you can successfully execute. Um, and then we have this Ace of Wands, which is that spark I feel that I saw. You're going to be the one that gets something going. That's what the spark is, I think. Tell me about that Ace of Wands for Leo. The Eight of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse and the Death card. Interesting, because we have that Wheel of Fortune for your beginning card. The Death card and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is incredibly symbolic to me. So we have a fellow fixed sign showing up, which is Scorpio. Don't mind it. We also have the Aquarius here, another fixed sign. So, this to me makes me feel like you're breaking out of something, like you're breaking out of a shell. You're realizing that there's a decision that you need to make, but you're also realizing that there was something that happened in the past that changed how you viewed yourself, that changed how you viewed other people, which inhibited you or made you feel like that made you feel more inside of yourself or made you feel insecure, but you're realizing that it was them that was projecting something onto you. Now you're realizing everything. Everything is like a big epiphany to you. You're realizing what it was for. It was because you had to learn that to be able to handle what you're about to have now. And so this is you. You are the spark. You are the change. This reminds me of Daenerys Targaryen when she was like, I'm not going to, what did she say? I'm not going to turn the wheel. I'm going to break the wheel. Something like that. And the Death card is literally about change and endings. You're changing how something is going. You're like, no more. Even if it's like you in the workplace, you are like, maybe you're getting promoted. And now you're like, yeah, all you bitches are done, right? You guys like, I'm going after this. This is how things are going to go from now on. You are the one. You are the spark. You are the change. And I feel like you're going to be, like in my meditation with the brain, the sparks, and the body, you are going to be the one that gets people motivated. You're going to be the motivator. I need advice. I need advice for Leo. Abundance. I mean, come on, I will say this, you guys are gonna be coming into some luck here pretty soon, especially because you're gonna be doing the slow and steady wins the race methodical work here. You're gonna have people that are going to count on you, and while you will be able to obtain this, whatever it may be, you're going to have to maintain it as well, so keep that in mind. And you also have to remember that not everybody has your best interest at heart, and then at the bottom of the deck, we have survival. So I feel like you're gonna have to be careful of the foxes, right? You're gonna have to be careful of the foxes, you're gonna have to be careful of the crows, you're going to have to be careful of the people that just want something from you. Okay, so Leo, thank you so much. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have not. I post videos on here pretty often. I also go live as well, so make sure you check those out. And make sure that you also visit me at violettaalexis.com where you can book a personal reading. And also make sure that you are following me on Instagram and Twitter, which can be found on the screen right here and also in the description box below. Thank you so much, Leo, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your portion of the reading. If you did not watch the meditation, make sure that you go back and watch it or you're not really going to know what I'm talking about. So in the meditation, we had the brain, which was Aries. We had the sparks flying out of the brain, which was Leo. And then we had you, which was the vessel or the body. So this to me very much makes me feel like maybe sometimes you feel out of control or you feel like your mind is taking over you in some way. Now, of course, the mind is probably, in my perspective, the most like powerful organ that we have, right? We can control our thoughts. We are our brain, essentially. We are our brain. Okay. Yes, of course, we are our spirit. I understand that, but it is really, I feel like the spirit that cohabitates with the brain in some way. So I feel like this is going to be very important for you, specifically being that you represent the body. So let's go ahead without further ado and take a look. Make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. So let's see. Alrighty, show me Sagittarius. The Magician in reverse, Virgo, Gemini energy. The Six of Cups in reverse, Scorpio. We have the Four of Wands. I feel like you have to free yourself from something. The Ten of Cups in reverse. I'm getting like family issues here. The Ten of Wands in reverse. Every fire sign has gotten that Ten of Wands. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Oof. Okay. All right, that's right. That's okay. The Three of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles. Doing some backtracking. We're doing some backtracking. The Queen of Cups in reverse. I see two feminines here. Of course, this could just simply be you. Six of Swords in reverse and the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like we need to get back to contentment here. There's something that you're not content with. This could be some issues with a child or maybe a mother having an issue with you possibly. This could also be constraints of your own mentality, really, keeping you at bay in some way. There are things that you're harboring, things you're holding on to that are really pissing you off. You can't stay, you can't, or you, this is in the past, so you haven't really been able to keep your focus on other things, accept whatever this grudge is, accept whatever this past issue is. Six of Swords in reverse. I'm very much feeling like you have to go backwards in order to move forwards, just because I see that Six of Swords in reverse to the Nine of Cups, finding some kind of contentment with someone or something, or even with self, of freeing. There's an opportunity to free yourself from something or someone, but I'm assuming that you took it because the Four of Wands is in the upright. We have the Three of Pentacles here with the Magician in reverse. We have the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles going to the Two of Pentacles. We're going from getting on the same page or collaborating right now with somebody or getting ready to going back and redeciding what it is that you want to create, what kind of power you feel like you have, what it is that you've manifested. Is that what you actually want? In the future space here, we have the Ten of Cups in reverse, the Queen of Cups in reverse, Ten of Wands in reverse. This to me is making me feel like there are some kind of emotional upsets. I do think that maybe you are making something a little bit harder on yourself than you need to. Now, I'm not saying that you're totally at fault with something, but you are at fault for not controlling your thoughts. I understand that things happen. I understand that emotions can get out of hand. I understand that we feel things. but you have to kind of keep it together here is what I'm feeling. I hope that doesn't sound insensitive, but it feels like you have to keep something together. I think that you're trying to put on a brave face, but I don't, once again, it doesn't feel as harsh as your emotions are telling you that it is, right? Our emotions are like an ocean. They can consume us. They can take over our entire lives. And that's kind of what I'm getting. So there's this sense of, are you allowing your brain to control you? You know, are you allowing it to become your slave driver essentially? So let's go ahead and take a look at that 6 of Cups in reverse. Tell me about that 6 of Cups in reverse for my Saggies, please. Ooh, all right, I'm not taking all those. There's like 3 cards. Tell me about that 6 of Cups in reverse. The Knight of Wands. Why am I getting the word flashy? I'm getting the word flashy. This could be something with a child, absolutely. Okay. Chariot, Page of Wands in reverse. 6 of Cups in reverse is being clarified by the Knight of Wands. So, this is making me feel like in the past you were wanting to charge towards something. You know, the Knight of Wands isn't a bad guy or a bad gal necessarily, but it's the type of person that you can invite to a party and they can be the greatest thing ever, but they can also slap the shit out of you on their way out. And so for some of you, you were definitely feeling that way, I think, just because we do have that Queen of Swords in reverse there. We have that 6 of Cups in reverse. So maybe some harsh things were being said. This is like going into the heart of a battle, needing to maybe make a decision or go for something or challenge something in some way, maybe trying to be a little brave. But I feel like loose lips flew kind of thing. Like some harsh things were said that maybe didn't need to be, whether that was on your side or somebody else's. It's like there was somebody that was like delaying something, whether that was you or someone else, like delaying a movement forward past a situation. So let's take a look at that Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah, Knight of Swords in reverse. Woo! Empress in reverse. Queen of Cups. Could be something once again like with a mother, between you and a mother. Maybe you're the mother. I don't know. But this is making me feel like that Queen of Swords in reverse and that Knight of Swords in reverse. I mean, this is somebody who can be quite cruel with something that they say. This is somebody who, is speaking from a place of fear or a lack of self-worth or self-value or not feeling worthy within self and saying some really horrible things. So this definitely could have happened in some way. I don't know if this is you or if this is something that somebody had a thought, they said it to you, something that was maybe cruel or not necessarily kind, or like I said, maybe you did. But if this person did that to you, you may have felt like it took you over, like you can't let go of that thing that they said. I want to take a look at that 4 of Wands. Tell me about that 4 of Wands for Sag, please. Last shuffle. The King of Swords in reverse. The Death in reverse and the Page of... There's a few pages that keep showing up. There's some knights. There's a lot of people showing up. This to me makes me feel like there were some people involved with something. I almost am getting peace off of this 4 of Wands, although it doesn't necessarily mean that. This is like more of like a celebration or, freeing oneself of something. Maybe it was a wedding, maybe it was a party, who knows, right? But to me, this makes me feel like there was a mass healing here, or there was somebody here who was just trying to, keep the peace, not really saying anything, just trying to have a good time. We're pretending like things aren't happening, but there was something here that maybe somebody learned that they weren't able to let go of, or something wasn't changing. There was like some manipulative energy between families or in a relationship or something, and something just simply was not changing. But it's because I feel like something had to be revisited. Because if we're just sweeping stuff under the rug, nothing actually ever gets solved, because eventually that pile under the rug is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then we're going to chirp over it and we're going to break our neck. And 1 second, because my pizza is done and I have to take it out of the oven. All right, so let's go ahead and move to the second row. We have the 3 of Pentacles in the present situation. Tell me about that 3 of Pentacles. Tell me about that 3 of Pentacles for Sagittarius. I don't know why I said it like that. The King of Pentacles. This is interesting. the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm feeling like you're having a little support here. Maybe you're receiving a little support from somebody. It feels like somebody is interested in collaborating from a business standpoint, or potentially even in a romantic relationship. Now, or, this could be your partner if you have one. If you are a feminine Sagittarius, there's a little sense of you feeling like you don't have the resources, or you don't have something that you need in order to ground something into reality. I want to say lean on this person or count on somebody. There's somebody that I definitely feel like you're going to be able to count on, and somebody who's going to be able to take your dream or take something and help you with it. Okay. So then we have the Magician in reverse. Let me see. I feel like this person's here to uplift you in some way. Tell me about that, Magician. The Two of Swords in reverse. The Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. For some of you, you're hyper independent. I want to say with that Three of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, for some of you, you felt like you have had to do everything on your own, or you felt very unsupported by people your entire life. There could have been this sense of you feeling like the only person that you could ever count on is you. Well, that's just completely false. I understand. I'm very hyper independent due to trauma, and I feel like some of you are very much the same. But you're realizing that there's a talent, gift, skill, or ability that you're going to have to decide to pursue in order to get yourself out of a rut or to get yourself out of some kind of situation. This to me is you are done making, not making peace. You are done with pushing things under the rug. You're done with pushing things under the rug, or pushing things to the wayside. You are going to have to revisit something. Like I said before, you're going to have to revisit something so that way you can get what you want. Because keep in mind that this Six of Swords in reverse and this Nine of Cups is the theme. So this is about going back to something so we can get what we want. And that Three of Pentacles is going to the Two of Pentacles, which is telling me that in order to move forward, you have to move backwards. So maybe it is once again finding your sense of independence in some way, maybe revisiting it. But I want to say you can count on somebody. There's somebody that you can count on, even if it's just an exchange of ideas. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Two of Pentacles. The Hierophant. Absolutely love that. Back to basics. The Six of Cups is here with the Four of Wands. Now we have repeating cards, right? So now we are making decisions on not our emotions, not what our brain is telling us to do, right? This is the present moment, but what we are manifesting for our brain to do. So now you're controlling your thoughts, you're controlling your mind. You are no longer the vessel, but you are the driver. So now you are making practical decisions based around your priorities, what you are prioritizing, what you value, and what you want, and what you need to solidify. Because you're realizing that this old way of doing something, this old way of communicating, this old way of receiving information can no longer suit you. It doesn't work for the life that you're currently trying to build and that you are building for yourself. And this could be a decision that needs to be made as well, or that you're getting ready to make around a relationship for some of you. Now we have the Ten of Cups in reverse for the future position. Tell me about the Ten of Cups in reverse for the future position for Sagittarius. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. The Four of Wands in reverse and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So this is kind of making me feel like there's some kind of maybe manipulative energy going around like a family member or with children or maybe in a relationship or something. I don't want to say like there's going to be a breakup, but there could be a falling out of sorts where we're sick and tired of playing Mr. or Mrs. Nice Guy. We're sick of putting on the front. Something is upsetting us. We're feeling manipulated or we are being manipulative. So keep in mind, because I'm not really sure. It could have felt like maybe a reconciliation or maybe something that you wanted didn't necessarily come through in the way that you had expected. Can I get one more on that Ten of Cups in reverse? The Three of Cups. I want to say count on your friends. I want to say count on your friends. Nine of Swords, Four of Wands in reverse. There was some kind of insecurity. I really want you to be careful, because be careful of your thoughts. Especially with that Nine of Swords, because you're manifesting your own demise, or you're manifesting your own crap, right? All you got to really do is pull your head out of your ass. You know what I mean? Like, all you really got to do is get out of here. And sometimes it's best to realign with our bodies and what our bodies are feeling, because that's what's good. Like, meditation is great for that, you know, self-care, taking care of your body, realizing that you have far more control than you think, and the things that you don't, oh well, you know, there's nothing you can do about those things. And so I want to say, don't start getting in cahoots, don't start getting in your feelings to the point where you go to a point of no return. I want to see that Queen of Cups in reverse. Why is that there? The Queen, now we have repeating cards again. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Don't start reverting back to old ways, because there's something that's coming back again. It makes me feel like, because didn't I say something about a reconciliation, and then this Three of Cups came out? Makes me feel like some kind of reconciliation, trying to make things better with a family member, trying to um um make things better in a relationship. It seems like you are getting really upset, like something is being brought back to the surface. But keep in mind that in order to move forwards, you have to move backwards in this specific case. And I usually wouldn't say that, but you do. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. In order to move forward, there has to be something that is revealed, something that will be like exposed. Exposed has such a negative like vibe to it, doesn't it? But I don't mean in a bad way, but it's the pile under the carpet that we have to look at it, and we have to sweep, you know, and I feel like it's with another person. So let's see. We have the 10 of Wands. Because, you know, another thing that I want to say is Sagittarius, Mercury is currently in your sign. So Mercury in Sagittarius tends to blurt out and lash out sometimes in its negative vibration. It's one of my favorite placements. Mercury in Sagittarius, my best friend, my mom, my daughter, they all have Mercury in Sagittarius. It's one of my favorite placements. That and Mercury in Scorpio. I think they're the best. Anyway, so be careful of what you say, because Mercury and Sagittarius can blurt things out, can put their foot in their mouth. You know, just don't do that. Be careful what you say at this time, because they do have consequences. Tell me about that 10 of Wands. Tell me about that 10 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, Queen of Wands in reverse. Be careful. There's Mercury in Sagittarius, Devil in reverse. Listen, what you say has consequences, okay? And that is not like a threat. That is not like, woo, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, don't let somebody get you triggered to the point where you fall back into old habits, okay? For some of you, maybe you've been going to therapy, you've been really working on yourself, then you got somebody that you've had a problem with comes back up, things are resurfacing, right? South Node is in Libra right now. So it's like old problems from relationships, old relationships in general. They're being brought back up to look at and to solve. And I want to say, don't make things harder than they need to be, because you may end up lashing out, flipping out, and saying stuff that you don't mean. Or maybe somebody does that to you, okay? Always reverse it if you need to. So I want to go ahead and take a look at an advice message. Give me an advice message for Sag. Night. Maybe this is like what comes out in the dark will come out in the light. But this is all about, like, in this deck, this is about like getting a good night's sleep and taking care of yourself, like I said before, taking care of your body, you know, controlling the things that you say, controlling your mind, controlling your thoughts. You know, our what we're thinking is who we are. It's who we become. And so I feel like there's going to be an opportunity to work with somebody here, but you're going to have to work with somebody that maybe you don't like. Maybe you're going to have to resolve something with somebody that you don't particularly care for. Like I said before, get some sleep. A good sleep will do a world of good for you. And a good night's sleep is very underestimated. So I'm not sure. how that correlates with you. Maybe listen to your dreams, right? Or something like that. But anyway, thank you so much, Sagittarius. It was an absolute pleasure. Make sure that you book with me at violettaalexis.com. I offer personal readings there. Also, of course, make sure that you're following me on Instagram and Twitter. Duh, right? That information is right here. And thank you guys so much. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Talk soon, Sag. Bye.